Okay, so we've got a good start on this template page. I've really adjusted things with the CSS. Let's take a quick look online with this. Dreamweaver, File, Real-Time Preview, Google Chrome. Okay. And there we are. Not too bad. We'll definitely change things around, but it's headed in the right direction. Come back here to Dreamweaver. And let's make some of these text links. Now, I'm going to have my properties panel open. And when I go to the code view, source code, I can make some of these things links. I can type it out by hand. Until you get used to it, a quick way to do it would be to highlight the text and make it links through the properties panel. And let Dreamweaver write the code for you. I'm highlighting the word home. Make sure I do not highlight any of the P tag, paragraph text tag, or the space here, or any of the other words. I'm on properties panel. Make sure I'm in the HTML section. I'm going to click in the links window there. And I'm going to type in where this is going to link to. Now the home page, remember, will be the index page. Even though I have not made that page yet, I can make the link to it. index.html. Double check, make sure everything is lowercase, and it's a period, and everything is spelled correctly. Next, highlight the word. There it goes. It writes that code for me. href equals, in quotes, index.html, and the home is the word that is linked to that. Now I can highlight the about page, about text, and do the same type of thing. About period or .html. Double check the spelling, guys. Double check the spelling just to keep things working correctly. Now I could do the same thing for tickets, but just remember, you can always copy and paste. Okay, that's about again, so I just have to change that from about to tickets. So either way will work. And this about must be changed to tickets. Good. And I could copy and paste or just highlight contact. Make sure I'm not highlighting any of the paragraph text or anything. Ooh, this wants me to refresh down here. Contact is highlighted. HTML link contact.html and enter, and we're good. Let's go to live view, and now these are all links. Let's go back to the code view because I want to make that all the movies in the side links also. All those movies I typed out. It came from outer space. Highlight that. In my properties panel, HTML. Let's make a link. It underscore came underscore from underscore outer underscore space. Now I don't have to type the whole thing, but I am, so Google can find it a little better. .html, and I'm going to double check the spelling. It came from outer space. No capital letters, no spaces, no pun intended. You do underscores between the words instead of spaces. Next, Bud Abbott and Lou Costello, or Abbott and Costello. Links. Once again, no capital letters. Yes, I'm talking to you who just typed capital letters. Underscore. .html. Double check everything, guys, just to save yourself some trouble. Because when we make these pages, we have to make them the same, titled the same. Now make sure I'm not selecting the P tag, paragraph text tag, just the word them, or whatever your name of your movie is. Once again, you should be using your own movies with their own links. Invaders from Mars. Now sometimes Dreamweaver takes a second to catch up. And once you get used to this, you can type it out by hand. But why do that when you can just have Dreamweaver do all your work? Day. I shorten this one a little bit. Earth stood still. HTML. Highlight the value of the Guanji, and this one I'm just gonna put Guanji.html. Good. So now those are all links also. Go back to my live view. Those are all links, and they're all pretty ugly, and these are pretty ugly. Let's change these first. In my aside, I'm gonna click one of those links. It's an A tag, right? And current. Add a new rule. Aside paragraph text A, which means links. Good. Let's compound rule. Enter. Type or text tool. I can change the color from that ugly blue. I want something that pops out. Maybe white. Alright. Text decoration. No smoking sign. None. Not bad. Good enough. I could do drop shadows, box shadows, all those things. Could even do some background colors, but I'm not going to do that. What I may want to do is make that aside a little darker for now, just the regular aside rule. Side, background. Let's make it a little bit darker so that text pops out. There we go. Not too bad. Let me select that link text again. Current. Aside PA. I'm going to add another selector, and I'm going to do just a simple hover rule. We could do focus, no spaces. Next to the A, I'm going to type in a colon, and it's going to bring up some suggestions here. Hover. We could also do active, focus, but we'll just do hover for the sake of time. Hit enter. And when I hover over, I'm just going to add a different color change. Maybe hot pink's always good. Now, it may not show over here, but it would show on when we publish it or we preview it. Could change the font family. I could do a background. Now this is on the hover. I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna change the color. There it goes. It may take a second to catch up. File, save all, and there you go. Now let's change the links and actually make buttons from these links. In the navigation bar, let's click on one of the links. CSS Designer, current, add a selection, navbar PA, good. Hit enter. I'm going to change that text color. Let me try the white. And let's get rid of that underline by clicking no text decoration. First thing I'm going to do is put a background color on my text. I'm still on that navbar PA tag. The links, A mean links, link tags, the navbar. Let's put a background color on those. That's how we start to create the buttons. Let's go sort of that nice icky green. I could click here and get the same color as that text there. There's a background color. Now the buttons aren't very big, right? Those boxes are a little too tight. Padding. Actually, let's add some padding here. Maybe I'll make those 20. And maybe shoot up for 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, see how it looks. I can do a border. We haven't done any borders yet. Width. I'm going to do thick for now just so you guys can easily see it. Style. Oh boy. Style. Let's do solid. And the color. It does the same color as the text, and I think that actually works pretty good. I'm going to change it from solid to a medium. A little better. And I can also adjust it as thick as you want. Change the color if you want. But now I want to center this. I need to center this a little bit better. I'm still on the navbar PA. Text. Scroll down a little bit. Now the only problem is they're shooting out a little bit here. They're shooting out of the navbar, and it's going to be almost impossible to center those in there unless we do this. Pay close attention. You have to go to the code side, and I want to get rid of this paragraph text paragraph tags and just make these links. I'll get rid of all that extra code. Let's just make these links unformatted text. Okay, so it's text, but it's not paragraph text, it's unformatted text. They still look pretty much the same. And now I can adjust where they sit in this nav bar. I click this A link, nav bar A in my CSS designer panel, current nav bar A, or the links. Go to my text settings, slide down. I can change the size to whatever size I want again, and then adjust the line height to center that within the nav bar. I'm going to adjust it according to MEM, and I can slide around manually here or type it. Looks like 2 might be too much, so I'm going to maybe 1.75 M might work better, or maybe actually a little bit more, 2.25. There we go. So it depends on the font you're using, the font size, how big your the padding is for the button, but somewhere around 1.5 to 2.25 should get that button in there pretty good. Now I can go back to my nav bar and I can center these if I want, align right or align left. I think I'm going to leave mine aligned left for now. Now they seem a little bit tight to this side of the window. I could adjust that in the nav bar CSS rule, layout, and let's do a little bit of padding on the left hand side. Now since we're in a fixed layout, if I add some padding to this, I put 10 pixels of padding, I'm going to have to take away, it's called box math. If I'm in one of these boxes, the nav bar is like a box. If I add 10 pixels of padding, I'm going to have to take away 10 pixels from the width of that. So instead of 1024, it'll be 1014. Now it'll still look pretty much the same, but it has that extra padding on it, so I take away from the width. Okay, let's go back to that H1, my header H1. That text, it was centered, I aligned it left, but now it's too tight over there, so I'm going to put a little bit of padding on that rule also, that header H1 rule. Layout, I want to sort of line up with those buttons. So for the padding, let's do 10. Now I'm adding this padding to the text so I don't have to adjust any widths. Down here I added that padding to the box so I had to adjust the width. I'm going to change the name of this. I don't like that. Be very afraid. That's sort of my slogan. I don't like that for my name of my website. So I like that. That's better. Give it a good old exclamation point there. Alright, so it's looking pretty good. Let's do the next level of CSS rules for these buttons. I got my link rule. Now let's add a new selector. Get rid of that hashtag container and make these the hover rule tool by just adding a colon and then the hover, hit enter, and for the hover I'm just going to change the color of the text. I'm just going to reverse the colors. Good. Pink. I like the pink. So I'm on my hover rule instead of the green. I'm going to change it to that nice pink color. That's the border. Let's do the background. Nice. I can always change those later if I don't like those. Save all. Now we'll come back in and adjust the background, so everything, we have our links in there. We'll come back and adjust the background, maybe adjust some of the text a little bit, and then we should be done with our template.